The Park City region is perfect for somebody like me that likes helping people, that like to be athletic and like to continue being strong participants, particularly in sports. And this area just attracts those people. People with athletic injuries are very common in the practice of a foot and ankle orthopedist. And there's a lot of arthritic conditions that come from those injuries subsequently, and so that's a big population that we would see here. At the Park City Medical Center, you're more inclined to see people with ski and snowboard injuries in the winter particularly, but there's a lot of them that affect foot and ankle problems. Snowboarding is somewhat famous in our arena for creating certain patterns of injury. Snowboarders have a particular injury of the bone in the ankle called the talus, and that bone is somewhat rare to injure other than high-speed motor vehicle collisions and winter sports. When people have talus injuries, one of the biggest emphasis is on properly diagnosing it, because a lot of those injuries are missed. People don't think that they had a big injury or they thought they just sprained their ankle. But with the advanced imaging technology now, like CAT scans and other fancy imaging, you can see a lot of things that you used to miss. And from a fixing standpoint, a lot of those things can be managed now with less invasive treatments than we used to do. Now we do a lot of arthroscopy to treat injuries, so we don't have to make big incisions in order to fix things. And that's a big advantage in terms of more rapid healing. And that's much more common in this athletic, energetic population that you see up in the mountains. A lot of the injuries are equipment related, and a lot of people need to probably spend more energy and time trying to make sure their boots are properly adjusted in terms of tension on bindings and things like that. Because a lot of the injuries, particularly for skiers, are that they don't come off their skis when they start to crash. In the snowboard population, it's really more related to being too far up in the air than you can handle landing on. There's certain stress fracture phenomenon and a few other things like that are pretty common to see in the cyclists. But all the trail running and everything else leads to a lot of foot problems. If you have a significant injury, the key is to sort of ask yourself, can I really walk on this with a fair degree of comfort? If the answer is no, you really probably should get an x-ray, because things that are diagnosed early tend to have much better outcomes than things that are diagnosed late. You should at least know the options of what's available to treat it. And sometimes that's surgery, sometimes it's shoe inserts, sometimes it's physical therapy, but there's lots of good choices. So just putting up with functional limitations doesn't make a lot of sense. One of the somewhat unique features of the Park City Medical Center that's advantageous to this community is how great the resources are in the hospital for high-end care. And in the use of arthroscopy and very good imaging equipment, the musculoskeletal care anymore sort of boils down to the notion of, can you find the people with expertise in your specific problem? And the nice thing about here is there's somebody to meet any need with musculoskeletal problems. There's no imaging equipment that isn't here that we need. There's no arthroscopy equipment that we don't have. And so that lets us do the very best work. And I think that is a huge advantage of this community.